This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. This is a new day to live your life. This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. It's life in football. We are life in football.
You are now listening to the Life in Football podcast. Check out the new website, lifeinfootball.com. Once again, the website is lifeinfootball.com. Thanks for listening.
Welcome to the Life in Football podcast, baby. I'm your host, Mike B.
And this your coach, Colin Moore. You know we loving life and enjoying football.
Top-notch coaches all around the world. Top-notch coaches all around the world. We got Coach KJ on today. Coach Kerwin McElvaney. And he's a top-notch coach, defensive back coach, currently at Carrollwood Day School for them Patriots, baby. And he's doing his thing, and he's such an amazing coach. Every time I'm on social media, I see he present himself in a positive way in the game of football as well. He coming straight out of Louisville, Kentucky, the home of Muhammad Ali, baby, knocking him out. Now, he did the thing for Milford Academy Highschool. Now, that school right now to this day, if you don't know, they currently ranked as one of the top 5 prep high schools in the nation. He went on to play ball at Southeastern University. He also played at Southern Illinois for the Salute. He went on to earn a BS degree in criminal justice. And he's so special to the Life in Football family because he had some guys he mentored, but he brought their story to the Life in Football platform. One of the guys is a defensive back by the name of James Caesar Jr., an All-American defensive back for Southern Illinois. The other defensive back is Kelly Scott for Southeastern Fire. And then we did an article on a young man by the name of Malik Eubank. This is an amazing person that we're about to interview. But before I go on, sit back, relax, and I'm going to let C-Mo bring him on.
How you doing, Coach?
How you doing? I'm doing well today. You know, just another day to get better.
Hey, I got to do like Mike did, man. You've been pretty much a super big time blessing to us, man. So I know we haven't personally met you, but the way you act, man, you'll roll right with us like you've been down with us since we started knowing each other, man.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
So I know all the players, they probably love you because I can tell the way you get down, they got to roll with you. But I do want to jump right out the gate, and I want to talk about, man, you got the video pinned on, I believe, Twitter. Man, you was getting down, getting that, I believe a Masters, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, absolutely.
And they had to put your stuff, I guess, you rolled back on because you were just bam, boom, bam, bam, and you was getting down. So, man, walk us through that, man. How did that feel, knocking that out, man?
I think that, me graduating my master's, me coming from where I came from and the journey I had in my life, it was a feeling that was major to me. It was like almost like me winning another conference championship in college football. I mean, the work, the drive, and all the hours I put into my education, it meant it was very heavily on my heart that was completed. I've always been someone who really loves school, even though I love football, but I believe the two are combined. I believe that how you are as a scholarly student is how you will be as an athlete because they all have much different similarities as far as being comprehensive and being able to be coachable and getting through adversity and just communicating with different types of people all over the world. So it's just, that was a great experience for me graduating with my master's program because as a kid, that's not something that you really think about until you get a little older. You say, well, I got my undergrad degree, which I got my bachelor's in criminal justice. It's like, well, why not get my master's? I graduated my undergrad early ahead of time. Why not get my master's? So I just seized the opportunity. And like I said, when my name was called across the graduation stage for my master's, it was just like winning another championship. So it was very heavily on my heart that was completed.
Hey, boy, you said something right there with knocking out that degree early. I wish I would have did it. I wish every player that stepped foot in college football, like step foot on college, period, knock that undergrad out ASAP and then attack the next while you still on that scholarship money.
Yeah.
But I do want to know, man, what actually made you stick around and stay in Florida? Because I know you're from Louisville, so you could have went back after you got your master's. So what actually made you want to stick around?
I think that coming to Florida was not in the plans of my athletic career or journey or even life. And I think that when it happened, I was, it was just new. So like when I came to Florida, I felt like I had a great connection within the state itself. I just don't know why. I guess because of my high aspirations for the love of the game of football and life. And, I'm always open to starting something new. So I took it upon myself to say, hey, I think I like it here. And I think that I want to take it upon the challenge, and I'm always like, even as a young kid, I was used to being far away from home with, going to prep school where we had to stay on that campus. And I was over 17 hours away from home living in New York. So yeah, I was no stranger to being far or removed from my comfort environments. And I think I adapted pretty well. And overall, over time, I really just fell in love with the state of Florida. I mean, I've never seen an ocean before until I moved here. I've never seen a palm tree until I moved here. And, me being a kid growing up who loved the heat, I think Florida was a place for me. And, just the magnitude and the elite level of football that's played down here, the state embraced me and I embraced it.
Coach, we got to get into your story. I know you're a Q-Dog. I know you're an amazing coach. You inspire the players. But we want to know who inspired you. How was it for you growing up? And how was, for get to know the game of football at an early age?
I think who inspired me the most was just the man that was placed in my life throughout my life. I mean, my mom did a great, incredible job of placing great mentor figures in my life. Rob Lannon, who is actually my godfather, played safety for Murray State, was a dominant safety at Murray State at the Division I level, and was an incredible athlete. He always kept me under his wing and always was tough on me, always taught. He coached me probably always all the way up until I was about 8 or 9. And he had me playing BB as a young kid. So he was always tough on me and making sure that I was in the right places at the right time. That to say least, I also had another mentor in my life, Chris Vaughn, who was an outstanding receiver for Notre Dame and the University of Louisville, and also saw some time playing in the NFL. He also was an incredible mentor in my life. I mean, Rob Lannon and Chris Vaughn both really just pushed me to the next level. They kept me out of the trouble. They kept me around the right people, and they were just pretty tough on me. Like, I always had like the competitive upside when it came to me being an athlete. I played football, basketball, ran track. I even did a little swimming competitions here and there as well because I love to swim so much. My mom had me in swimming, and it just seemed like I had all the tools to be great and to be elite. I just always was the kid who I felt like there was always a little more left to do. I could be a little bit better in the classroom. I can be a little bit better in practice. I could be a little bit better in the game. And throughout my life, I just always had tough coaches and mentors who always pushed me to do the unthinkable. So that's what really inspired me to just be successful in life and on the field and in the classroom.
So how did it come about for you ending up at Carrollwood Day School coaching?
So actually that wasn't in the plan either. I only been coaching for 1.5 years. So I started out my coaching career at Chamberlain High School last season, about third game. I saw that they had a lot of talent in the secondary, and I was kind of just sitting around like, I have a lot of time on my hands with me just being an educator and not doing anything else outside of that. I was still kind of fresh from being done with the game from college football, and I was like, man, I would be an incredible coach, but I don't want to coach. So I end up trying it out, and I end up actually being an incredible coach. And then after the season was over, I decided that I didn't want to go back, and I just wanted to just step away from coaching because I felt like, if I'm going to put my all into something, then that's what it is. And I just felt like, my first year was kind of up and down, but I was a great coach overall. And then I was like, I just feel like something else will come, but I don't know what it is. So I took a step back, and then about around early January, I got reached out by another fellow coach, Denzel Nickerson, and Coach Trey, who had reached out to me about seeing if I wanted to join with them and combining forces to coach at CDS. And I thought about it, and I said it would be a great opportunity to be with all those incredible coaches over there. I mean, you got Coach Marshall McDuffie, which is the head coach. He's an incredible guy, incredible coach as well, and a mentor for me as well in my coaching career. You got Coach Jim Shea. You got Coach Denzel Nickerson, who has a lot of enthusiasm, and I learned so much from him. Coach Trey, who is the defensive coordinator. You have Coach Joseph, who is the D-line coach, who is also a major mentor for me in my life. So it's just been incredible to see how we have all these great like-minded individuals who all assembled as one team to coach the great team that we have. We have a great young team and with incredible talent out the charts. So I'm really happy and excited, and I'm really ready to see what we're going to bring to the table this year, and I'm ready to shake up the state of Florida.
Now, since you done got into coaching and now you locked in pretty much, how you feel about, I know you say you got incredible talent, but you got two DBs over there that's big time, and they only like maybe going to the 9th grade?
Yes, I have Damian Pickett Jr., who just graduated 8th grade. He's an incredible, outstanding DB. He's a cornerback currently standing at 6'3", about 170 right now. He'll be a freshman this fall, and he's already shown displays of just being the best athlete in the state of Florida. He's only going to the 9th grade, and he already has offers from major Division I programs. He recently has been offered by Alabama as well as Florida State, and LSU already without even touching a class in high school yet. So he's an outstanding DB, an incredible young kid who, has a bright future for himself. And, he already has the talent, which the rest of the secondary has just as much as talent as he does. And, they all have the talent. I'm just here to enhance the tools that they've been blessed with.
Now, I do got to ask you, without having the 2020 season went the way it did because of COVID, like far as the professional leagues and stuff, now they have all these new leagues out. They got the spring league that's out right now playing on it sometime on Fox and FS1. Then you got the XFL coming back out, and with you recently, not too long ago, playing. Do that still make you want to get out there and take your shot at it?
I've been asked that a lot lately. I mean, I'm only 24. I'm very well in shape. I believe I can still play the game, but my love currently right now is coaching. It's kind of weird that I say that because, I love the game of football. I played it at a high level. I played through adversity. I played through many different defensive schemes, systems, and I've played under many different defensive coordinators and corner coaches. I really fell in love with coaching right now. I mean, it's in my DNA. It's always been in my DNA. Rest in peace to my older cousin, Daryl Drake, who also coached for Baylor University of Texas. When Vince Young was there and they won the championship, he coached for the Steelers. He's coached Antonio Brown and all those different types of guys. He coached at the Bears, the Cardinals. And he always used to tell me that I was going to be a coach because of how I just loved the game and how I just always was around it and my enthusiasm for it. So I just think that my coaching career, with this season coming up, it'll be year 2 for me. It feels like I've already been coaching for 30 years mentally, but this is only year 2 for me in the flesh. This is where my love is at. My passion is pushing kids to not only be great athletes, but great men, great young adults, just not on the field, but off the field, being great scholars, being very impactful in their communities and their families. So that's pretty much where my passion is at right now. And with also, everything I pour and everything that I pour into those guys is all about being winners in life. And just my enthusiasm and my love right now is just being the greatest defensive back coach there is in the game right now.
I heard you mention that the school you end up playing for in high school was away from your home. and I'm assuming that's the academy. So how was that, going to Milford Academy and, like being in that environment away from home and high school?
I think that it was a life-changing experience for me. I mean, at the time I was only 17. I remember my mom really wasn't comfortable with me going to Milford, but because she didn't know how I was going to react or how I would be on my own. But I kind of just had to take a leap of faith and say, hey, man, I got to trust my instinct. And that's where I went. I went and trust my instinct. It was probably the best decision I ever made because the things that I learned at Milford Academy under Bill Chapman, who was the head coach, and my defensive coordinator was Coach Stu, and my corners coach was Coach Dwight Hazelwood, who's now the head coach at a high school in Virginia. They taught me a lot there. I mean, it was an all-boys school. There wasn't much people in New Berlin, New York. We was kind of like around the Syracuse area, so we were really isolated. It was just football, school, football, school, football, school. And that really prepared me for the next level, and it prepared me for life because it taught me how to interact with so many other different types of people from so many different types of places.
So, Coach, this is my last question for you. Now, I know it's the spring season. I seen videos and pictures of you running up and down the field with your players, and, piping them up, ready. Will y'all have a game within the next 2 weeks that's coming up for the spring?
We actually won't be playing this spring football, just, due to COVID reasons and, safety precautions. So we just want to keep our players safe. But we had an incredible spring ball. Guys are flying around, getting better, being coachable, and I'm excited about that. And now we're just gonna transition to summer workouts and summer camps and get.
Sir, that was another great interview, man. Going down in the books. I want to thank Coach Kerwin McElvaney. That's right, Coach KJ McElvaney, and he's doing a great job down there at Carrollwood Day School for them Patriots. They balling, they doing their thing. He's inspiring a lot of young men, and then he's mentoring guys to grow and be better people than they are athletes. And that's what I love about what Coach is doing. I just want to thank him again for coming on and inspiring the world. And Coach, I got to salute you and continue to show love because you always show the Life and Football team love. But I'm going to leave y'all how I always leave y'all. Keep your head up and not down, or else you'll fall to the ground. This is the Life and Football podcast. Catch you next time.
You are now listening to the Life and Football podcast. Check out the new website, lifeandfootball.com. Once again, the website is lifeandfootball.com. Thanks for listening.
Try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. This is a new day to live your life. This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. It's life in football. We are life in football.